But if what we're getting from Chinese companies or other companies around the globe is not candor as to those types of issues, it's difficult for investors to make those choices. That's where you go to the macro issue. If the government, our government, sees that across companies, I think it's incumbent upon the government to say, we're looking across these companies, and we don't think that information adds up. We think that you should discount the value of some of that information. That was the motivation behind the Holding Foreign Companies Accountable Act, and I think it's something that our regulators should be looking at. So, and then to your specific question, where do you draw the line? I think it's a mix, right? I think there are certain industries, if you look at the EO, where it's pretty easy to go industry specific if that's the choice you make, and then there are other more nuanced questions for companies that may be multifaceted or the like.
Ms. Stevenson-Yang, I'd love to hear your perspective on this, and also then talk about how we think about VIEs. Should we just completely restrict VIEs and wipe them off the face of the planet, say that is not a legitimate investment vehicle? Or if we do that, will they just find another way around it? And so we've got to be more thoughtful about what the second and third order consequences might be.
Well, as to the first question, I would say first we need to strengthen the regulators. So I think that for example, the PCAOB needs to stop giving China a pass on, they've already made tremendous progress in being able to audit in Hong Kong this year, or last year, I guess, but it needs to go a little farther. The audit failure rate was extremely high. The IMF has given China a pass on giving detail around its foreign, what do you call those, foreign reserves for a long time. So those things need to stop. We need to apply the same regulations to China that are applied to every other country. After that, I think we look at the export restrictions and we follow those. We have a very competent team at BIS, so we follow them and look at what they're doing. I think the import restrictions and tariffs tend to be less effective. The export restrictions tend to be more effective. So we look at what technologies those are focusing on and perhaps focus on investment in those.